Hi there, my name is Caesar Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And we're going to be talking about yet another article from the Radio Times from their shill in chief, Hugh Fullerton. Hugh Fullerton, the most shilly shill I've ever seen ever. Hugh Fullerton, he's the staff writer, I believe, for Radio Times. And yeah, like, you know, the way he writes a story, he checks the agenda points first, and then he writes a story around it. It's like he is the physical personification of why journalism is now a derided and looked down upon a profession. So we're going to be talking about that. Now, the question you may ask, and it's a reasonable question, is why do I bother keep making these videos? Why do I bother keep making it? Because essentially they're the same thing over and over and over again. I hear that 100%. Well, the answer is it's because these videos are always in response to what I feel is a disingenuous narrative that's being spun. And every time they do that, I do this. So you want me to stop doing that? Stop doing the disingenuous narrative that you're spinning. And that disingenuous narrative you're spinning is the current era of Doctor Who is in any way successful, which it isn't. It's not at all. You know, and that makes a lot of people very, very upset. But that's just the objective reality. It's not successful at all. And like in terms of Doctor Who, if you compare it to other Doctor Who, you know, in the last 20, 30 years, it's not successful, apples to apples. Fine, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But before we get there, can I ask you guys, can you hit the subscribe button? That would be fan-freaking-tastic. If you hit the subscribe button, you are eligible to enter any of my weekly competitions, and the prize this week is freaking awesome. It's actually, it's on Netflix in Israel. I assume it's on Netflix around the world. Godfather Trilogy, fantastic box set of movies. Godfather Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Go check out my review I put of this week. Tons of great documentaries, really, really interesting. Yeah, and yeah, you may ask why on earth would you want it if it's on Netflix now? Why bother? You know, physical media, baby. Physical media is the only way to keep it from being censored or erased, or just leave a platform. Yeah, I've watched Mad Men. I think 2 or 3. I'm on my third time watching it. Freaking love Mad Men. I love it. And I was watching on Netflix just because it's convenient. And then it took it off. I was like, oh, and I have the discs. You know, I have all the discs. And they're sitting right there next to the freaking TV. But I saw it off Netflix. I was like, I grabbed my chair. So anyway, that's why, one of the reasons you like physical media. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag You Broke My Heart, Fredo. You broke my heart, Fredo. It's just copy and paste. It's in the video notes. Also in the video notes, there's a download link for some kind of science fiction radio play, audio play. It's probably a Judge Dredd one that was made by a company called Big Finish. Great company. They do fantastic stuff. But you can't get it anymore. It's out of print. You can't buy a disc. You can't buy a digital copy. It's out of, they don't have the license for it anymore. So I don't want to be forgotten in the annals of time. Just check out the video notes. You don't need to subscribe to get that. But, I'd really appreciate you doing that anyway. Go download it. I would just say with this caveat, if you do download it, you do listen to it, you do enjoy it, and Big Finish do get the license back to start selling it, which they're not. I don't think that's ever going to happen, ever. But if they do, go over to their website and buy yourself a digital copy. It'd be like $2.99. It's so worth it, just to have it kosher. Fine. So let's talk about the shilling chief, the man who must be paid in shillings. That was a joke by somebody called Third Doctor. Third Doctor is his screen handle. Hugh Fuller. Actually, no. Before we get there, let's go back to why I'm making this video. It's because there is, I feel, a very disingenuous narrative that this current era of Doctor Who is in any way doing okay. It's normal, and it's not. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's and look, I want to be really clear. If you like it, God bless you. God bless you. I mean, I'm really I'm happy that you like it, and I'm kind of jealous that you like it as well. 'Cause I really, really, really hate it. But there's this insane narrative going around that that people like me who really don't like this era get so mad that people like it. Like, no, we really don't mind. It's really cool. I'm happy for you to like it. So I'm going to show you an example on Twitter of the vile and vitriol that's going on. I'm showing it from Ben Cook, who was a fantastically talented interviewer for Doctor Who magazine. Like, really fantastically talented. I really strongly recommend his book he did with Russell T Davies, The Writer's Tale. It's brilliant. It's essentially an email correspondence of Russell T Davies as he's writing that, I think there was the final season, or his final season of Doctor Who, and you just get to see stuff in real time. It's absolutely fascinating. And again, as I said, Ben Cook is pretty darn talented, but he's also completely bonkers. It's like, honestly, if you look at his Twitter feed, it's like Trump, Tories, Tories, Trump, Tories, Tories, Trump, ah! And he must just be on like this constant news cycle screaming the world's ending, and has been for years. I mean, since 2016, you would have thought. And they didn't notice the world didn't end. They didn't notice everything that everybody screamed about. Like North Korea, Trump's going to blow up the world with North Korea. No, that didn't happen. The economy's going to implode. No, that's not going to happen. The Russian interference. Remember that? For God knows that. No, that didn't happen. The camps where you concentrate for people of different colours. No, nothing. None of that is there. But that doesn't stop them. They kept jump, and it just made them crazy. So let me. This is just a demonstration of crazy. So the reason I'm showing this is. Around 2016, I think it was 2016 or 2017, the popular question was, is it okay to punch a Nazi in the face? And everybody knew, like, this is going to lead somewhere bad, because the answer is obviously it's okay to punch a Nazi in the face because they're a Nazi. But the reason those people were asking that question was they could then redesignate anybody they don't like into a Nazi, and then punch them in the face. So that designation of I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's so freaking stupid. It's actually funny. That designation of people who are those naughty National Socialists from Germany in the 1930s, the answers has been extended to people who just don't like this era of Doctor Who. They're also the answers as well now, and they gotta be fought with every fibre of their being. So this is just I'm going to tune you into this right now. Doink. So this is again from Twitter. This gentleman by the name of Colin Johnston. Don't know him. Never had any contact with him before. Seems like a nice enough chap. I got nothing against him. Okay, Connor. Love that. Hashtag Jodie Our Doctor is trending at number 4 in the UK right now. It's great. Good for you. Fantastic. I'm like, okay, nobody mind. Listen, it would have been really better if you could have done that while the season 12 was running, because then people would have the impression that it was in any way successful, but you didn't. In fact, it was only after weeks and weeks of getting Doctor Who trending lots and lots of times, and for anything that wasn't Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, they felt, we've got to do. And from what I heard, and I don't know, look, okay, Twitter isn't real. I don't spend my life on Twitter. Hashtags aren't real. It's like, who cares? Who cares? Apparently somebody on YouTube who has a large following, like few million people following, thought that the people who were, and they may be. You know what? I don't know, because I don't follow hashtags, because I'm not a moron. People were hashtagging Not My Doctor were really the terrible Yazidis, the National Socialists from Germany in the 1930s. And so they had to be stopped. So they started this campaign to Jodie Our Doctor, which it really just should have done again January or February to make it look like it had any impact. But you can't. That doesn't really work if you have no ratings either. I mean, the lack of trending and lack of rating it's not successful. I'm sorry, but we define things honestly. It's not successful. Not successful at all. Fine. So he loves that Jodie. So they had this thing for Jodie Our Doctor. They only got it trending to number 4 for like how long? Really? Do you remember Journey's End? The watch along Journey's End. Doctor Who was trending, I think, 15 out of the top 20 trends in the UK for like 6-7 hours. That's successful. That's popular. Yeah, I know that. Well, that was wonderful. I love that watch along. Smack bang in the middle of two series. I have no idea what that means. Two series with no. Oh, in the middle of two series. No, it's at the middle of three series, shouldn't it be? With no major event, anniversary, or news. Just a joyous communal expression of love and a testament to both the show's longevity and Jodie's talent. I look honestly, show's longevity fine. Jodie's talent, she's so bad in the role. I mean, she's so bad in the role, and she maybe have the talent to, but yeah, I would suggest that her methodology for this role isn't working. Which is, hey, it doesn't matter. You can do anything. I don't want to have the weight of expectations on me. No, you should have gone back and watched one story from each Doctor. One story from each Doctor. Exactly what Matt Smith did. And that gave Matt Smith a through line for the character. That's why his character, Matt Smith's taken it was pretty interesting. And it is a guy who grew up without Doctor Who in his life, because it was off then. That character was the same character that was played by John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, Tom Baker, Peter David. You could tell it had the same through line. Jodie's taken it not so much. I don't really see any similarity. I don't remember characters being cruel, cowardly virtue signalers before, but they really like virtue signaling the people who like Jodie. So anyway, so fine. That's a fair enough say, but they really believe this was a blow, a black eye for people who don't like this. God bless you. I'm happy that you like it. I don't know how I can say it any clearer. So then Ben Cook comes in. I read this last night on my live stream, and it's worth revisiting because it's so freaking hilarious. And there's other one as well now. Yes, it's almost as though the hashtag not my doctor lads typing from their cum-stained basement bedroom. I bet. He lives in a basement apartment! I bet you he lives in a crummy basement apartment. Yeah, look, listen, mate, I'm not... Look, cum stain? Okay, listen, my office actually is in my basement, right? But it's not really cum stained. My bedroom, I guess, is. If I don't... when I have sex with my wife, I don't know. I will admit that I like sex. I like sexual intercourse. Yeah, I don't really see any much of a shame in that. Okay, so they're in the cum-stained basement bedrooms with a boohoo and a wah wah. But what for? Why? Why? Listen. Honestly, if this Doctor Who was successful, if the ratings were good, right? If it didn't seem like it was reviled by the entire country, they'll be fine. I would just move on. I would totally move on. But it's not. It's not. It's pretty clear now. I mean, I think the metrics are objective. Objectively, that the reason that I'm annoyed, anyway, I think a lot of people are annoyed, is because you fundamentally changed Doctor Who to please a teeny tiny segment of the population, while the rest of us just don't really like it very much. You try to shove it down our throats, and we spat it out. That's why we're annoyed. They don't. Again, if it was successful, it would have been successful, but it's not. But that's why they're losing their minds. Fine. So they hear people like wow crying because it really did virtually nothing. But okay, that we like it, fine. Just a tiny okay, so this is the point where you can so tell he's talking about himself, and it's really sad. Oh, Ben, feel bad for you, mate. I really do. I don't think you should be happier. You don't need to be this angry. But again, you got like MSNBC and CNN playing in your head 24/7, right? So that's mad way. So these are a tiny clump of self-entitled piss babies. So that's what I would. Firstly, using this like really angry language just makes you seem like a very angry person to me. I don't generally don't come out the bat with this, but okay, it doesn't give you good optics. Not good optics, but it's very clear that the people who have insisted that this era of Doctor Who be so repellent, do everything to make it so repellent, are themselves a tiny clump of self-entitled piss babies. Yeah, it did. Who use Doctor Who? Okay, this is use Doctor Who as a platform for their own unhappiness. Just look at his Twitter feed. It's not a happy man. It's not a happy man. Everything's bad. Everything's bad everywhere. Oh, there's racists and youngsters. Everything's bad. Dude, the world's a really good place. Just like I want to put things in perspective for you. You live in the one of the most affluent times in human history. So affluent, we're just in the middle of a pandemic, a second wave of a pandemic, and yet the economy is still pretty darn good. Yeah, the economy is not good enough that you can make like comic books that nobody wants to read anymore. That's where it's not good enough. But the economy is still pretty darn good, even through a pandemic. That's how affluent we are. And this should really give you sucker. This should really make you feel good. You live, Ben Cook, in the least racist time in human history. I would say the Western world is the least racist empire in human history. You live in the pinnacle. It's never been better than this. We've never had it that good, right? That's just reality. I know you don't. I know you're very angry because people you don't like won elections, right? I know you're very angry that Doctor Who isn't successful. You're very angry. Like, why don't they like Jodie? She's stunning and bright. I understand you're really upset by that. But get a grip, mate. It's like smell the roses. The world's a better place than you think. So then, this woman who I've known, she tweeted something out, and so that put Ben in a bit of a quandary because he's a woman is one of the protected classes now. Women must be believed. Believe women. You can't if you criticize. I saw him. Somebody sent me a screen grab of him saying, "I see you've been mean to women, so you can't be mean to women or people of color or these are all verboten for people because they're gone, been driven crazy by the constant news cycle." Fine. So then she says, so when she replied, and this is really funny, "That's okay, heart. You're a strong, independent, grown adult with opinions. Thumbs up. Okay, well done. But you're not so sad to take to Twitter to dump on Jodie and the fan." I will always criticize Jodie Whittaker for her performance and for our lack of understanding of Doctor Who wherever I see it. I'm not going to make it up. I don't need to make it up because it's so every time they wheel her out, it's so apparent. And as I said, the rumor right now is season 13 is going to be delayed and probably split into two. Although I heard a completely contradictory rumor as well, saying that no, it can't be because of the HBO deal. So I don't know. But look, the absolute worst thing that can possibly happen to Chris Jim or Jodie Whittaker is for them to make 10 episodes of Doctor Who in one special and air them because she really does very badly whenever she's being aired because people just hate it. People don't like being lectured by Greta Thunberg in space. People just don't like it. People don't really like being lectured by Greta Thunberg on Earth either. But I know people who like her think she is a saint, but that's not the world. That's Twitter. The Twitterati like her. People in the real world go, "Oh, she's a child with many psychological disorders. Maybe we should, not reshape our entire society around her whims and desires." But you're not so sad to take to Twitter to dump on Jodie. I will always go, and her fans, and the fans who love her, I'm not going to. I do question a lot of her fans' sincerity because it doesn't seem to be based around anything in the show, but the fact that she's a lady. They say that people like me who don't like those Doctors because she's a lady. No, I was on board for it actually. But I think the people who do like her because she's a lady. Although I think they like her even more because she's playing the role as a bit of a trans lady, like a bit of a sexless lady, a bit of a genderless lady. But yeah, that's what I think is going on. Listen, you like it? I have no problem here with their pitiful hashtags and he uses I don't know. It looks like a note from the Joker. Does he use a zero instead of a O for not my? And then upper and I don't know. This looks like a ransom from the Joker. Not my doctor. In a desperate attempt to fill the gaping hole in their own lives. Again, it seems to me that this era of Doctor Who not being successful has left a real genuine gaping hole in your life of just sheer unadulterated pain. That's just what it looks like, seems like reading this. That's not you, because I can't criticize you, because you're a lady. It's fine. So that's the context of why I'm making the damn video. Okay, that's what's going on. So let's look at this latest attempt to say that Doctor Who is in some way popular. So the goal right there with this, in my opinion, is so the normies, people who don't really follow Doctor Who, don't know that fans really don't like this era of Doctor Who. They've really hated it. They're trying to give the impression that this era of Doctor Who is successful and beloved, and anybody who doesn't like it is a tiny clump of people in the basement. When it's really kind of the opposite, I think is true. It's people pushing it are the tiny clump. So that's the goal behind it. That's why Hugh Fullerton is a shill reporting from a parallel freaking universe. Fine, so Doctor Who fans are losing their minds. Well, some are, but again, I don't know. Are they fans of Doctor Who? Are they fans of the stunning and brave casting of Jodie Whittaker over the new 13 Doctors game? Now, one second. I thought this year of Doctor Who quite categorically stated there were a lot more than 13. Now, like unlimited numbers now. You know, the Doctor can regenerate. Okay, of course. Everybody knows that this is going to, if not retcon, just be forgotten because it's such a terrible idea for a show. And if it's not, people are just going to stop. They're going to stop making Doctor Who altogether. And again, that's called an opinion statement. If it doesn't, good for them. I don't mind. I'll listen to Big Finish. If Big Finish stop, I'll go. I'll find. I have plenty of DVDs to go through. Okay, a new version of the popular 2048 puzzle has you regenerating doctors, but has anybody reached Jodie Whittaker? Only if you're very unlucky, I would have thought. As if Doctor Who fans needed another great pandemic distraction alongside all the watch-alongs, new material, and video reunions. I have to tell you, up until Paul Cornell came in with started being really divisive and nasty with the watch-along of what's the name? Family of Blood and what's her name? Oh man, great book as well. Oh, Family of Blood. Let me see if I can remember. I just have School Reunion go from my head over and over and again. I just did the trailer for it. We're doing a watch along on Sunday of Family of Blood. Oh, I nearly had it. It just man. When you get to be nearly 50, you'll see your memories like that. Anyway, whatever it was, Human Nature. There you go. Oh, I thought it was Family Nature. Great book, by really good. See, that's the thing about Paul Cornell. Fan-freaking-tastic Doctor Who writer. Absolutely great. It was a comic book, I don't think so great, but his Doctor Who writing is prose absolutely fantastic. So those watch-alongs were glorious. They were freaking glorious. They were so unifying. It's like, after we had Timeless Children, well, first we had season 12, which was kind of like divisive. You had the detractors, me, and you had the fans. But then Timeless Children happened, and I think most people were like, yeah, this is bull crap. Yeah, but most fans were like, forget it. But then after, right after that, we were in the pandemic, and we started the watch-alongs. Emily Cook did it. Oh, freaking wonderful. Love you for doing them. We had this real unity right up until Human Nature, when Paul Cornell came in and said, "Oh, everybody doesn't like the current era is a piss baby." Yeah, exactly the same act that Benjamin Cook. Yeah, Ben, and yeah, I have to tell you, both Paul Cornell and Benjamin Cook, you understand. Yeah, I understand you're insulated by companies. You know, you sell your work to a company, you write into a company, and the company buys it and sells it to us. Yeah, that's ending, mate. That's ending. Like Ben Cook went on his Twitter asking people to support Phantom films, which I would do normally, but with him calling for it, I'm like, no. Like, I know if you like him, great, but that's the way. And then he told this other guy when who they're begging people to buy Doctor Who magazine, which I think he'll survive. That we don't want you as the last person on earth because you're just too deplorable. That's how I think. All these people, they think they're somehow the morality police. Like, I would really love to know what makes you think you're more moral than anyone else. Like, if you lived a better life, if you raised a few kids into adults, and those kids had turned into like decent, good human beings, you might have something to say. But if you did that, you would also have the common sense to keep your stupid mouth shut a lot of the time as well. Anyway, fine. The video reunions, a new craze is sweeping the community of Whovians online. It's not. It's not. It's not. I'm online. It's not. Nobody gives a crap about this. And the reason why is you put Jodie's face in anything, people are like, yeah, no, thank you. More of them, yeah, no, thank you. That they put out a VR game, which I was like, yeah, oh, I want that game. Yes, I like VR. I'm like, yeah, and then I was like Jodie. I'm like, forget it. I didn't buy it. Yeah, that's the thing. The economy was so good. The world we lived in was so good. They could make stuff that the audience hated, and it would still be viable. Last of Us 2. Now, not so much. Okay. A truly addictive web puzzle called 13. Okay. The rules are simple, albeit easier to learn through playing. Working with I can't believe that he actually took the time to write this. Working with border tiles representing different doctors, players must use the computer arrow key or swipe on their phones to move the tiles up, down, left, right with the aim of smashing together two of the same doctors to regenerate them into the next incarnation. See GIF below. Well, let's have a look at the GIF below. Okay, fine. So again, but I don't. Again, this is 13. Why are they ignoring the Ruth Doctor and the the United Colors of Benetton Doctors that were so stunning and brave, and they're such a great representation, but didn't have any lines at all. That's called tokenism. By the way, tokenism's bad. Tokenism is actually kind of racist. So what do I then? In other words, two Patrick Townsend tiles make a John Pertwee. So far I'm like, I might do this as a bit of a time with it. Two Pertwees make a Tom Baker, and so on. All the way up to the current Doctor, assuming you get that far. We barely made it past John Hurt. Okay. The first Doctor after making you lose another round of 13. Okay. Again, that's not the first Doctor. According to you guys, that's not the first Doctor. Gee, even you guys are forgetting the Timeless Children, and you're the one shitting for it. But there's a catch. Every move you make, with every move you make a new William Hartnell tile. It appears, meaning the board will rapidly fill up and end the game if you can't keep regenerating the Doctors. Okay. Maybe the person who gets to 13 becomes the 14th Doctor. 14th Doctor, by it, as an aside. Okay, I'm going out on a limb now. Actually, I heard a rumor yesterday. This was not going out. This is from Nerdrod Extreme yesterday, who gave me a shout out. That was freaking awesome. Thank you, Problem Being, for super chatting me and shouting me out. That was freaking awesome. Thank you. The rumor was that the next Doctor has to have black skin. Which, yeah, okay. Honestly, I think it's kind of a bit weird that hasn't been a black Doctor. Well, by the way, one of the only real good things about this civil unrest that happens is you can say the word black again. Yeah, I was saying dark skin, but now black is the kosher word to say. So fine. But again, yeah, I really thought Patterson Joseph would have been a great choice for the 11th Doctor. It was heavily rumored. When they really should have cast a black guy to be a Doctor was and then when it would have really meant something, I think it would have been Colin Baker, and that probably would have reinvigorated the show as well. I think that just would have worked out really, really well. Honestly, I think you'll probably get a better quality actor as well at that point. Yeah, and you'll get tons of press. I think that I think that's probably would have been the time. But fine, I have no problem with the Doctor's skin color. Honestly, I didn't have a problem with them regenerating him into a woman until it turned out to be so awful, so incredibly awful that I was like, wow, that's pretty bad. So I would have a problem with a black James Bond though, because I feel the core of his James Bond's character is like very, very old English. Like he's been a part of the English aristocracy. His family, the Bond family, has been part of the English aristocracy for like hundreds, maybe thousands of years. And that just seems strange that I mean, not that there are obviously black people in the aristocracy in England. There has been. I was thinking from like the 70s, and basically you can buy your way into the aristocracy. Wherever you have money, there's always people looking to sell their houses. You basically got to learn how to ride, and you're accepted. Ride horses, I should say. Right, you're accepted into the Tatler community, which is okay. So I don't know, but it just seems to me that's a real change of the character. But whereas, like, having Perry White, for example, in Superman, played by Lawrence Fishburne, that to me really exuded the character. I could really see Lawrence Fishburne being the essence of Perry White. I also thought Chris Rock, in the '90s, would have been a great Jimmy Olsen. Just you kind of, as long as it goes with the character, I've no problem with it. But that's the only reason I would hesitate with the Black James. But Black Doctor Who. But the other rumor is this Doctor's going to be one of the letter community, one of the was it LGBT people. Well, this one already is a T. But they're going to like play that up much more heavily, which makes sense, doesn't it? How can we alienate more people? Oh, let's put in more agenda. I guess that's as an aside for like the trans people in the world. I just find I just find it hard to believe that that trans people are really so marginalized in society. Because normally, when a society hates a group of people, like the KKK, the white supremacy, things like that, and they're groups that people genuinely hate, and look, for good reason, obviously for good reason. You don't get beloved cultural moments based around how great those organizations are. You don't get that many musical like beloved musicals about the KKK. But you do about being trans. I mean, there's Rocky Horror Show, for example. There's an entire beloved musical based around how great it is to be trans. So I just find it like, if the society made that 50 years ago, and we've moved on a bit since then, I just don't see any any great marginalization at that point. As many fans have noted, this makes it near impossible to get all the way to the end, even with few getting closer to unlocking Jodie Whittaker. Well, I think that's good for all concerned. Let's not unlock Jodie Whittaker. Imagine swiping these two together, and you swipe one last time. See, I wouldn't want to do that. I'll get all the way up there, and I don't know if I swipe these together like Jodie Whittaker. I don't. Okay, I'm out. I don't want to play the game. I don't. You've made the goal. Now, if I can swipe them together and it makes somebody else, I'm like, well, I might be interested then. I'd even take the Dr. Ruth Doctor. The whole thing is basically just a reskinned version of the popular mobile game 2048. I haven't played mobile games for ages. I guess I'm too old now, too much of a boomer. With a Doctor Who twist. But by the way, games with a Doctor Who twist. When Doctor Who was really popular, they put out lots of merchandise. Why was there never a Doctor Who version of Battleship with the Daleks and the Cybermen? Right? That would have been freaking awesome. Why was that never produced? Because nobody thought of it. So there you go. Next time Doctor Who comes back in like 10, 15 years, it's popular. Some one of you will remember, and we'll butcher it then. But all over the internet, Who fans are completely addicted. No, they're not. This is from a parallel universe you're rating from. Complaining and wondering whether it's even possible to make it all the way to the end. In case it was unclear, yes, if you play the game, you might get obsessed. I'll play it. Okay, I'll play it. I'll let you know if I get obsessed. Waste loads of time and still get no closer to smashing those Capaldi. You see, you took me out of it. I was interested, now you took me out of it, because why? I don't want to pass the Capaldi parts together again. To complete the whole thing. Truly, BBC has ensnared us all. No. This is just an article advertising this your stupid game that you're giving away for free. So has anyone got to the end of the game? Who cares? And what's their secret? Does anyone? Who cares? One recommended trick is to smash up the up and right arrows repeatedly, and then shift to the left and start again. Got us as far as Paul McGann before Hartnell descended. But the Hartnells descended again. Wasn't there more? Doctor. So the Hartnells descended. At the time of writing, we couldn't spot anyone online who actually made it all the way. Really? That's so strange, because you just said it was so incredibly popular. You said it was so incredibly popular that that people are playing everywhere, and yet you still haven't got somebody finished it because the game's super hard, or maybe it's not incredibly popular. Okay, how much longer does stupidity go on for? As we know, All we know is we're hooked. Yeah, we're hooked. Yeah, this doesn't sound like a PR piece at all. Once they finally add the Morbius Doctors DLC, spare time could truly be called the Morbius Doctors. The Morbius Doctors were the bunch of the production unit in wigs in the story of the Brain of Morbius, which these morons have taken the absolute proof. The Timeless Child was seeded way back in the mid-70s. No, it was a bit of fun. In fact, the best explanation for the Morbius Doctors I found was from the Discontinuity Guide, which also was by Paul Cornell, before I guess he went total a-hole. And the theory was, it's also by, Steve Day, Mike Topic, I think, that those Morbius faces that we saw weren't Morbius either, but they were phantom incarnations generated by the Fourth Doctor to throw Morbius off his game. Are we done yet? Is this over? Oh yeah, look, there's the Morbius Doctors. Really? Oh, you're so dumb. You're so dumb, Hugh Fullerton. That's just the way it is, okay? But I guess, look, you make a living out of it. God bless. By the way, just in case that you question if this era Doctor Who is popular or not, let me just show you. End on this thing, right? This is the season 12 selling on Amazon. So for $39.99, it's still overpriced, and I think they also put resolution on it. 39 number 9. There's Space for All on the front cover. Yeah, Space for All, unless you're part of the millions and millions and millions of people who like Donald Trump or Brexit. I'm sorry. Yeah, Space for All, apart from anybody who's not a blue check mark on Twitter, which is most of humanity. But yeah, if it was popular, I would say it wouldn't be on sale. It wouldn't be 25% off, and you can pick up Series 11 now for what under half price. Okay, so retail 65. You can buy it for 25. That's not good. That's not a sign. There's a thing called supply and demand, right? When demand goes up, the supply of something goes down, making that object more valuable. For example, Doctor Who, the season, was it the first Tom Baker season or the was it season 14? Yeah, you can't. If you try and buy one of those now from the UK, they originally sold about £30-40, and now they're like £100 £150 because there is short supply and demand. You know why there is short supply? Because there's a high demand. So there's a high demand, so there's a high price. There is a low demand for Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who. So therefore, there is a low price. But listen, you love it, God bless you. Just get over the fact that it's not doing very well. You know why it's not doing very well? Because it's not very bloody good. That's bloody why. My name is Neil Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.